What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and here's another episode of Cooking with Cigar Prop. Are you tired of being the black sheep of the family, coming to all the events, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and never having anything good to bring? You bring like a prepackaged potato salad maybe. If you're bringing potato salad to Thanksgiving dinner, there's something wrong with you to begin with, but you just don't have anything to make. Are you tired of crazy Aunt Mildred always getting the love, the praise, the adulations, is that the right word, for her crappy green bean casserole? Nobody likes green bean casserole. It's disgusting. You know what everybody loves? Cranberry sauce. And if you don't like cranberry sauce, you can get the hell out of here right now. Cranberry sauce is the best condiment side dish, and it is a condiment. Oh, I love it on ice cream. I love it on cakes. I love it on everything. And I'm not talking about that crappy jellied stuff you squirt out of a can. That's disgusting. If you think that's good cranberry sauce, you need to pay attention. I'm about to turn you into a hero. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make the best cranberry sauce in the world. Now you're probably thinking, Kevin, cranberry sauce, that's kind of hard. You wouldn't be more wrong. Cranberry sauce is the easiest thing to make, period. I mean, it is no joke. People are going to be raving at this. They're like, oh my God, you must have slaved all day. No, you slaved for about 12 minutes. That's about how long you slaved for. So alright, let's run down the ingredient list. First of all, get yourself a nice beverage. Get yourself a nice cigar. Now, obviously, this recipe can be halved, but if for yourself, your own personal consumption. But the leftovers can be frozen. I like making a full batch. So we're going to start off with two 12-ounce bags of fresh cranberries. Fresh cranberries. You're just going to dump the bags into a strainer. Just give them a good rinse off. So you're going to need 1 lemon, 4 tablespoons of orange juice. I prefer the pulpier the better. Sometimes I'll get a sieve and strain off some of the juice so I get more of the pulp. A cup of cranberry juice. Now, cranberry juice does make this a little tart. I like tartness. You can use like cran apple, cran grape. So there's, you can kind of mix around there. 1.5 cups of maple syrup, which that's like the 12.7 ounce jar is right at 1.5 cups. A small bottle of your brandy of choice. This one just happens to be Paul Mason. I don't know. I'm not a big connoisseur of brandy, so I don't know the difference. So usually I just tell the guy behind the counter, get me a little bottle. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, or is it? No, it's a 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon splash of vanilla extract. So, all right, we've got the maple syrup, we've got the cranberries. So all we're gonna do, we're just gonna dump that in. So let's go. We'll do the lemon. I only got 1/2 lemon here because that was a giant ass lemon I pulled from my dad's lemon tree. So 4 tablespoons of orange juice, and you really can't do too. I mean, if you go over, I mean, it's not a big deal on that. The 1 cup of cranberry juice. Now on this one I chose cranberry with lime. That's kind of what I've been digging on this week. I drink cranberry juice every day. So that lime will actually give it a little bit more of a citrusy. So we've got the cranberry juice, we've got the maple syrup, we've got the small bottle of brandy. All right, we already did out 2 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar, and we've got a teaspoon of, or 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, Miss Cigar Prop Jessica used all my cinnamon, so what I end up going with here, which I've used before, is the pumpkin pie spice. by McCormick. It's actually really good, and it's a cinnamon based spice anyways. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Not vanilla flavoring, not fake. Until you've used pure vanilla extract, you're missing out. And that's pretty much it. That's it. You give this a good stir, you put it on the stove, you bring it to a boil, then you once you bring it to a boil, you back the heat off a little bit, so basically it's going to still get boiling, so you're going to about medium high until the cranberries start to pop. So you'll notice each cranberry will split, and at that point it'll be done. So let's go ahead and get this on the stove, and then I'll bring you back in when they start splitting, and then so I'll show you what that's all about. All right, as you can see, we've got a very small boil going on. So I turn it on high until I get a rolling boil, and then on my stove I turn it all the way down to a number 4 to get that slow, small boil. And then I don't leave the stove. I set my timer for 12 minutes. There's no reason that you have to go and do anything. Just stick around for 12 minutes, stirring about every minute or two, because what you want to do, it gets a lot of foam on top, which is nothing wrong with the foam. It's just aesthetically it's not very pleasing. But you can see, and it's hard to see now, you can see the cranberries, they've all split. They're starting to turn into a like a jelly. So all we're doing is we're just stirring that foam in. Once the timer goes off in 12 minutes, all we're going to do is we're going to turn the stove off. We're going to move the pot to the back burner, and then we're just going to let it completely cool down. Cool down room temperature. I mean, you'll know when it's done. If you can stick your finger in there, you can pull it from the pot, place it into a dish, put it in your fridge. Now, this isn't a product that you can make the same day as you're going somewhere. You want 1 day minimum. I always try and do 2 days because this will, right now you can see it's fairly runny, which this is the consistency that I like, because when you're pouring it over like some ice cream or a cake, I like mine a little bit runnier, but this is going to thicken up overnight. So depending on how thick, oops, see there's our timer, so we'll go ahead and shut it off. And like I said, depending on how thick you like it, you can tweak the recipe just a little bit. Maybe a little bit less cranberry juice, maybe just a little bit less maple syrup. But I think if you follow the directions I gave you, you're going to have a pretty good product, good consistency, and a product that everybody is going to enjoy. So we'll pull that off, and then we'll come back tomorrow, and I'll show you the final product with the final consistency. All right, so it's been 24 hours, and as you can see, it's no longer runny. It's very spoon sticking thick. Now this is how most people like to have it. Like I said, I like mine sometimes a little bit runnier, but I took a bite of this one. I gotta have another bite. That pumpkin spice, that is, I know there's a little hints of cinnamon in there. I bet there's a little clove in there. That was amazing. I'm not sure I'll ever go back to just regular cinnamon again. I think I'm gonna have another bite. It's unbelievable. And this is, I'm telling you, you are going to be the hit of any meal when you bring this. Like I said, combine all the ingredients. Once it gets to a boil, about 12 minutes, right at, like 10 to 12 minutes. Sometimes I say the cranberries, depending on the size. You just wait till they start to pop, if they split a little bit, separate, pull off the heat, let them cool, put them in a bowl, put them in the fridge. Minimum 24 hours. This, even after 48 hours, this is going to thicken up just a little bit more, and you're gonna be done. And I'm telling you, nobody's gonna eat green bean casserole again. This will now become the main dish. A lot of people say, I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like cranberry sauce. Make this. Those people will change their mind. This isn't some store-bought, preservative-filled, oversweet. It's got a sweetness there because of the syrup, but it's got the tartness that's there because of the cranberry and the cranberry juice that you use. Like I said earlier, if you don't super like the cranberry, do a cran apple, do a cran blueberry, do a cran whatever, which will definitely add a little bit of taste. I always I always just use the cranberry. I had the cran lime this time, which added another citrusy note. I happen to be the person that loves the tartness of cranberries. When you bite it and your mouth puckers a little bit, then you get that little bit of sweetness. That's my jam. Oh, that's my jam. So you can actually use that as jam too. So all right, if you make this at your next function and it was a hit, leave me a comment down below. If you do something a little bit different, like is there something that you're adding that I'm not, that just gives it a different taste? Definitely leave me a comment down below. I'm always down for experimenting, adding, subtracting, doing whatever. But I have found this recipe and the amounts given make the perfect amount for most functions with 6 to 8 people. So all right, I think that's all I got. Like I said, leave me some comments down below, tips, suggestions, or if you make this and you like it, let me know. And as always, with cooking, so what was our tagline? Make sure you give your sweet tooth the cooking with cigar prop it dessert. I can't remember. Tony Costa, are you watching this? What was our tagline? I forget what it was. So as always, make sure you give your cigars the props they deserve.